From RIX Gear Studio, this is an instructional video of RIX XE and EC time-lapse slider on connecting the remote control to the slider through Wi-Fi. This video includes how to use a smartphone as a controller, Wi-Fi activation, deactivation, automatic reconnection, as well as releasing the phone from a session to do other phone tasks while the slider keeps running. A RIX XE slider is controlled by an app on a wireless remote control. The app is named RIX LAPSE. By the time of recording, it is RIX LAPSE version 2.0. RIX LAPSE is run on an Android platform. A user that has an Android phone can use it as a remote control. For an iPhone user, the iOS version of RIX LAPSE is under development and will be released soon. With this wireless remote control, the slider can be controlled from a distance. However, RIX LAPSE does not monopolize the phone. Once the slider starts running, the app can be closed, and the phone can be used for other tasks, leaving the slider continue running. To connect the remote control to the slider, first turn on the slider. There is a beep and a green light shows up on the power button. The camera moves to home position, which is on the left end of the slider, ready to start. For best Wi-Fi performance, adjust the Wi-Fi antenna perpendicular to the line of sight, either like this or like this. Start the app. Now the remote control is trying to connect to the slider. The Wi-Fi range is 100 meters of an unobstructed line of sight area. It takes about 10 to 30 seconds to connect, depending on the smartphone. Once the slider and the remote control are successfully connected, the waiting screen goes off. The Wi-Fi icon on the status line turns blue, and the status shows slider ready, and the green light on the slider blinks. Now the system is ready to go. It is not necessary to turn on the slider first. Starting either one first works just fine. Now try starting RIX LAPSE first. The waiting screen shows up. Turn on the slider. Wi-Fi connection always requires time. Every time starting up RIX LAPSE, be a little patient with this nature of Wi-Fi. The waiting screen goes off. The remote control and the slider is connected. Now try something different. Turn on the slider. Start RIX LAPSE. This time, instead of waiting for the connection, just skip and go for setting, leaving Wi-Fi connection attempt perform in background. Every time starting up RIX LAPSE, the setting of the previous session is automatically loaded. We can start running a session either with that setting or adjust that setting or load a preset profile. We can tell that the connection is completed from the blue icon and the status slider ready. Start running the slider by tapping play button. The controller is sending all parameters to the slider for processing. It takes around 5 to 10 seconds before the session starts cycles of shooting, moving, and waiting. Now leave the slider to proceed to the end of the session. The session is completed with 4 beeps and lights on the slider. The remote control shows session completed. Now the app and the slider are free and ready for a new session. Instead of running to the end, the session can be terminated. Try going left. Start another session. This time, try terminating the session by tapping Stop. Just to confirm. The session is forced to end now. The slider stops. RIX LAPSE is released from the operation. Wi-Fi is still connected. Try running from current position by choosing from current. Start a session again. RIX LAPSE does not monopolize the phone. Once the slider starts running, the phone can be closed and used for other tasks. Close RIX LAPSE by tapping smartphone back button 2 times. RIX LAPSE is closed now. The remote control is disconnected from the slider. The slider is still running. Try using the phone to call someone. Try running an app. RIX LAPSE can be recalled anytime. Wi-Fi is automatically reconnected. The session control is now resumed. The play button is active. The status line shows current activities. The remaining shot countdown is updated to real time. Another purpose of closing down RIX LAPSE is to save phone battery use. Wi-Fi always consumes a lot of power. Closing down the app means disconnecting Wi-Fi. Now try shutting down the phone, starting from closing the app, and shut down the phone. The session is still running. Reboot the phone. Restart the app. Wi-Fi is automatically reconnected. Everything on screen is back to real time. As the app can be closed out during the session, RIX LAPSE provides a wake-up alarm to help the user get back to the session, either at a desired point of time or at a specific event. If the phone is in sleep mode and the app is closed, it wakes up the phone, launches an alarm, restarts RIX LAPSE, and reconnects Wi-Fi. Full details of alarms will be mentioned in a video titled Utilities. Wi-Fi connection has certain characteristics. If the remote control is out of Wi-Fi range, the connection is lost. An alert pops up instructing the user to take the controller back in Wi-Fi range. Nevertheless, once the remote control is back in range, the connection will be automatically resumed. No action is required to reconnect them. It is the nature of Wi-Fi being unstable near a strong electromagnetic source such as a power station, a large generator, a subway, a radio station, etc. Only one chance is required for the app and the slider to get connected. After that, Wi-Fi is no longer an issue. In general environment, if Wi-Fi doesn't seem to connect at all, just close RIX LAPSE and start it up again. If that doesn't work, close RIX LAPSE and turn off the slider, then turn both of them back on. If that still doesn't work, shut down the phone, turn off the slider, and restart everything from there. Most Android devices are set to shut off Wi-Fi automatically if Wi-Fi has not engaged to any other device for a period of time. So if the slider is not turned on after RIX LAPSE has been started for a while, there is a chance that the phone turns off its Wi-Fi. Although the slider is turned on later, they will never be connected. If that happens, just close RIX LAPSE and restart it. Same thing occurs when the phone has been out of Wi-Fi range for a period of time, like walking the phone beyond the Wi-Fi range or in an elevator and stay there for some time. The solution is the same, closing RIX LAPSE and starting it up again. There are some apps in the market that have tethering keep awake function. Using them is not recommended. Energy consumption is always an issue for Wi-Fi. Let tethering be set to auto deactivation to help save the battery use. A RIX XE slider can anyway proceed a time-lapse session without Wi-Fi staying on at all times. There are several advantages using a smartphone as a wireless remote control instead of a dedicatedly developed controller. We RIX Gear commit to create user-friendly sliders with easy setup and easy control. Our solution to easy control includes simple and intuitive graphic interface, an unnested menu, a touchscreen, a wireless control. A smartphone has already have all these features and it costs less than $100. A self-developed remote control would cost the user higher than $300. A smartphone is smaller, lighter, and much easier to carry. Being used outdoor, a remote control is exposed to an accident or damage, either while traveling, scouting, or camera setup. If any damage during the trip, a new smartphone can be purchased from almost everywhere. The app can be reinstalled. Time-lapse photography continues. The trip proceeds. All these things will not be possible with a dedicated controller. A video titled 5 Modes gives a tour over RIX LAPSE major functions and its user graphic interface. Go to this video before running the slider. And this is all about connecting the wireless remote control to a RIX XE slider. Thank you.